Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
From hot temperatures to extreme flooding, up next why more than 37 million Americans are on alert across 9 states, from the Pacific Northwest to the desert Southwest to the Florida Peninsula.
And talk about the weather, taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 79 degrees to start your Monday morning. What does the rest of the week look like? We're going to check in with Justin Horn in just a few moments. For now, good morning. It is Monday morning. Thank you so much for starting your week with us. So, coming off the weekend, did you and the family make it out and about?
We did. We were in and out, trying to avoid the heat during the afternoon hours. You probably did the same, just try to stay away from the heat.
I'm going to be honest, I kind of just embraced it yesterday.
Did you really?
I did. I had my SPF 70 on, read outside. I'm dead serious. Every morning, I learned from Stephanie Cerna.
Yes.
You put the sunscreen on every morning. Justin Horn, are you following suit?
Yeah.
Justin, what are you doing? You're a father.
I forgot. Well, I put it on the kids.
On the kids, not on himself.
It's not me. I probably should. I could just show you the 7-day at this point, and that's about all you need to see.
Gotcha.
A lot of heat, but we're gonna throw some good stuff there in between. Let's talk about what we got going on right now. We've got a few clouds out there. 80 degrees, clear skies is what it's reporting at the airport, but we're starting to see a few clouds roll in. Dew point is at 72. Heat index is at 84. That'll be an important number today. 102, the forecast high. We were at 101 yesterday, so we're going to step it up a degree. 106 is the feels like number this afternoon. That's what it will feel like. So we're starting to drift into that danger territory again. You don't want to spend a lot of time outside with heat index values like this. 108 is what it will feel like in New Braunfels, Seguin, Pleasanton, 107. Some places could be close to 110 when it comes to that heat index. Stretch continues right through this week with a lot of triple digits in the forecast. We're going to talk more about that, but we're also going to talk about the tropics, some really warm ocean temperatures. We'll explain why, and we'll also talk about any sort of rain chances if it's anywhere in there. More on that in just a bit, but we'll toss it back over to you guys.
Thank you, Justin. San Antonio police have arrested a man in connection to a deadly crash from over the weekend. Now, it was initially believed to be a single car accident. This happened on I-37 and Steves Avenue. 31-year-old John Reyes was arrested and charged with failure to stop and render aid. According to an arrest affidavit, an anonymous witness told police that a friend called them and admitted to being involved in that crash. Police say based on screenshots the witnesses shared with officers, they were able to identify Reyes. The affidavit also states that Reyes confessed to police that he and some friends were drinking hours before that crash.
Well, this morning, a state of emergency in multiple parts of the Northeast, all due to catastrophic flooding.
One official is comparing the damage north of New York City this morning to a war zone. Meanwhile, as ABC's Andrea Fujii reports, extreme heat is causing big problems in the south and southwest.
This morning, new images of catastrophic flooding north of New York City along the Hudson River.
Water was literally just piling onto the road.
This family frantically tried to keep water out of their home in Orange County, where at least one death is attributed to the floods. A woman swept away by the fast-moving water.
There's some major flash flood, major washouts were all around where her house is. So I could definitely see where she was trying to get out to safety, but did not make it, got swept away, and unfortunately did not make it.
Oh my God! Please stop! Nearly 8 inches of rain triggered the flash flooding seen here at the U.S. Military Academy, West Point. Authorities in the area said multiple water rescues were underway overnight as the National Weather Service urged people to seek higher ground.
Every road that I go on, either there's power lines down or there's trees down, it's flooded. I can't get home. That's why I flagged you guys down.
On the other side of the country, the Southwest is gearing up for a second consecutive week of 110-plus degree temperatures. Phoenix is expected to see highs of 115 degrees this week. Sweltering conditions are also expected to continue across South Florida, from Naples to Miami, where the feels-like temperature hit 109 over the weekend. Experts say climate change makes typical heat waves about 5 degrees warmer. And as the heat waves become more deadly, some advocates are now pushing for the federal government to update the law and require landlords to provide air conditioning, similar to the law that requires them to provide heat in the winter. In the meantime, the heat is driving up the cost of AC repairs, with some parts hard to find. Costs are up an estimated 25% in the last 3 years. In the last 2 weeks, heat-related emergency room visits have nearly doubled in some states. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
Well, NATO leaders set to make a new defense spending pledge at their summit this week. All as support for Ukraine eats into the respective countries' military budgets. So far, only 11 countries are set to actually meet NATO's current spending ambition of using 2% of the national gross domestic product this year. But U.S. President Joe Biden and his counterparts, they're set to make the 2% the least that nations should do. Luxembourg, one of the smaller countries, they have an easy target when it comes to criticizing the low defense spenders at NATO. Germany also getting a lot of criticism.
In Chicago, at least 15 people were hurt in a deadly city bus crash. Authorities say that someone in an SUV was driving on the wrong side of the road when it collided with that bus early on Sunday. First responders treated the victims and worked to get that car fire out at the scene. One of the passengers in the SUV was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The driver of the SUV and a different passenger were last known to be in critical condition.
And in Amarillo, 2 people shot and killed after gunfire broke out at a party. So authorities over there are saying that the shooting happened early Sunday morning. 1 man died at the scene. Another died after being taken to a nearby hospital. 5 other people recovering from what investigators say non-life-threatening injuries. So far, this investigation is still underway. And at last check, no suspects in custody.
Time now is 4:36 and 79 degrees for now.
All right, go Spurs, go. Steph, did you watch the game last night?
I did.
Okay. What are your thoughts? How are we feeling?
I mean, you know, the Spurs were behind for a lot of it, but it was still good to watch.
I love that perspective because so many people like myself would be like, how about the haters? Where are they at now talking about Wemby?
But Wemby did great.
Wemby did do great. 27 points for the #1 overall pick. But Steph, as you said, simply just not enough to get the W. It is just Summer League, so we're talking about development here. We're talking about highlights. We're talking about blocks and dunks. Perfect. Look at that lined up. We're going to break it all down in just a few moments.
And a quick check of the roads with Trans Guy looking over at Loop 410 at Highway 151. Things are pretty quiet this Monday morning so far.
And taking a quick live look out there, as Justin was talking about, the heat is on this week. We're going to check back in with him. He's going to break it all down, what you can expect. We'll be right back. Good morning, welcome back, and go Spurs, go. So if you missed it, if you haven't been on social media, if you're not a Spurs hater, it's a great morning because Wemby showed up and showed out in Vegas last night. Coach Pop in attendance. Check it out. Young Spurs burst the Blazers. Blazers didn't have their top pick. Only took 3 minutes for the Spurs to really get the first bucket. Blake Wesley missed the free throw, but this is the star of the show. Wemby, dribble, fade away in the defender's face. And look at this. Board, tips to himself, and then the dunk. Steph and I had a good interaction on Twitter on that one. And another dunk. It's funny because he jumps. I'm not sure if he has to. It really is just impressive. So #1 on the court, in the draft, and in your hearts. Look at this, doing it all. Portland did lead by 19, or led 19-8 after 1, and then here he is. You get the pass down low, and another one. I'm not sure if he needs to dunk. It's like Justin Horn out there. But it's really just beautiful. I mean, it's funny to see the huge bounce back game after game 1. We had a bunch of people on social media really talking about it. So let's go to the second half. And nothing stopped here because a little floater gets his own rebound and another one against the contest at the bucket. Come on, he scored 9 straight, but the Spurs still down. Wemby had 11 points on 4 of 5 shooting in the first half. So what do you do in the second half? Come on. Look at this. We're getting other guys involved. This is fantastic. So it really was, I mean, just showing up and showing out, doing all you can do. Here we go. Long 3-ball, missed, but guess who's there? A little putback. It's fantastic. So the real star of the Summer League so far really was Julian Champagnie, and I'm glad that Wemby stepped up here. Oh, this was just a ridiculous shot, but might as well. You get the board. It's fine. I mean, Spurs doing what they can, but let's talk about what happened after the game.
We just started off slow. I mean, turnovers, not moving the ball, not playing D. So then you see at the fourth quarter, we picked it up.
I wish we would have won the game. And it's I think I could have done more to help my team win this game. We gotta keep learning, and we haven't been playing our best for like 3 quarters, but in the fourth we were really dominating.
It clicked probably just late in that third quarter, and then we just weren't coming up with rebounds. So this is all beautiful. You talk about defense, but if they get 2 or 3 shots at it, it hurts you. So that on top of just getting out and playing and a little bit more loose, and I thought they looked good when they did that. So hopefully that's what we'll keep building on.
All right. So based on the format, the Spurs have at least 2 games in Vegas. Tomorrow night, taking on the Wizards. Friday, taking on Detroit. And I got to say, Wemby's face with the Band-Aid, it reminds me of Nelly, like early 2000s. Put that man on an album cover already.
I'm glad he had a Band-Aid. I saw him during the game with the scratch, and I don't know if it was a mom instinct in me or because he's only 19. I was like, oh, I wanted to go out in the court and put some Neosporin on his face. So I'm glad he got that taken care of.
All right, so we'll check in with them tomorrow, 9:30. But for now, let's talk about the Missions. The rumors turned out to be true. Missions pitcher Alec Jacob called up to the San Diego Padres late last week. The word was he got called up in the second half of the season, and it happened right before the All-Star break. The former Missions outfielder Tirso Ornelas also got called up to AAA El Paso. Also earned the Texas League Player of the Month, the first Missions player to get that honor since, you guessed it, Fernando Tatis Jr. in 2018. As far as the Missions, they are 2-3 facing Corpus Christi. I'm pretty sure those are the Hooks. We're going to see how the finale went. All right. Hooks bested the Missions last night. Final score 4-1, and they're now off for the next 4 days. The second half of the season resumes Friday. Missions hosting the Northwest Arkansas Naturals at the Wolf for a 3-game series. I got to say, going to Missions games, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, fireworks too.
Oh, yeah.
That can be fun as well.
Of course. All right, 444, 79 degrees.
And killer whales have been seen damaging dozens of boats off the coast of Spain. Coming up next, hear from the survivors and why these attacks are happening. Hi, welcome back. It's 4:47. So killer whales have attacked and sunk 3 boats off the coast of Spain recently, and that behavior seems to be spreading. ABC's Matt Gutman has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, understanding Orca attacks.
We lost both rudders.
You've heard the headlines, killer whales damaging dozens of boats off the coast of Spain, sinking 3. But what's causing this behavior? This morning on GMA and tonight on Nightline, we're talking to victims.
I screamed out to the captain, orcas, orcas.
And taking to the seas to witness these majestic predators in their natural habitat.
3 of them, right? There are 3 of them. They're right. Oh my God, they're right here.
Oh my God.
Holy crap. They're, that's pretty amazing. They're right here. That's the baby right there. That's 4 of them. That's the whole family together.
It's all coming up at 7 a.m. with more of our reporting tonight on Nightline. With your GMA First Look, I'm Matt Gutman, ABC News.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Looking out at Loop 410 again and 151. I was excited because I saw a couple of more vehicles during the break earlier, but yeah, it's pretty quiet.
It's good. It's the start to a Monday morning. People, trying to sleep in, and by sleep in, I mean not be on the roads at 4:30 a.m. But if you do have to do things other than work or do stuff before work, I do it early because it's no joke out there.
It gets pretty hot.
The earlier, the better. And everything heats up. You got to think about walking the dog, because the sidewalks get hot. There's so many things to think about. And I always say during this time of year, we'll all get through it together.
Yes.
As a new dog owner yourself, by the way, that was a great picture.
Oh, thank you. Aww. She just got a fresh haircut. She's looking. Okay, so we're tallying the days. 16. Well, we've had 15 technically 100-degree days, but I'm going to go ahead and say 16 because I'm forecasting us to be above 100 today. So this is the number of triple-digit days so far this year. Doesn't seem like a huge number, but we're going to tally some quite a few days this week. And if you look back at 2009 at this point, we had 20 days. We ended up with 59. Last year, we had 32 100-degree days at this point. We ended up with 58. You never know. We still have several more months where we can hit 100. We'll see where we land. But looks like this could be another pretty brutal summer. High temperatures today, are going to be in the triple digits for a large portion of Texas. Heat advisories in place. Midland, Fort Stockton, San Antonio, Laredo. Corpus Christi will only see highs right around 90 or so, but it'll feel like it's above 100. So it's all relative, right? But a lot of triple digits, I think, on the map today. And as we look at satellite and radar, not a lot there. We've got some showers out far west Texas, and then maybe a few showers around Dallas. Now, you heard earlier a lot of flooding up across the Northeast, still dealing with some rain there. It's starting to taper off, but there's some huge issues up across the Northeast with some very heavy rain overnight. Wish they could share some of that with us, but that is not in the forecast today. As we look at the severe weather risk, there is actually a risk for severe weather across Texas, but it's up in the Panhandle, not for us. And then you go north, showers and storms stretching from Kansas all the way to Minnesota and Wisconsin. We are just south of where we would see any showers or storms today, so nothing in our forecast. KSAT 12-hour forecast, we'll call for partly cloudy conditions this morning, then probably mostly sunny this afternoon. By noon, we're already at 93, and the afternoon calls for a high around 102, which translates to a feels like number of 106. A lot of places will see heat indices above 105 today. Some places could be near 110 for that feels like number. So it's another just rough day. Today is the CPS Energy yellow day. I need to update that. It's not a green day. We have moved up to yellow day, which means we're going to be needing to conserve a little bit of energy this afternoon. Just a heads up there. 80 at San Antonio International Airport, 79 Stinson, 78 Kelly, 78 at Randolph. We've got southeasterly winds. 78 Kerrville, 78 Bandera. We're struggling here to get down below 80 degrees. And then we've already got a heat index now of 84 here in San Antonio. So we're already dealing with heat indices in the mid 80s. It's just is what it is. As we said, we'll have to power through. I did put in a 10% chance in the forecast tomorrow for a stray shower north of San Antonio. It's not a great chance, but small chance. Other than that, it's same thing every day, pretty much. Heat index 105 plus.
Wow. Okay, well, Sunday's 101. We go down a little bit. It's like,
I love your
woo.
optimism stuff.
She is the most positive person. Yeah. I love it every minute of it.
It is important to note, obviously, these heat numbers can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hydration, sunscreen. Basically everything steps in with us.
Or try to stay in if you can.
Yeah.
Some people can't help it. They have to go out there. But if you can, maybe in the afternoon, stay in. Yeah. Thank you, Justin.
You got it.
Justin, 452, 79 degrees.
And coming up next, Sir Elton John wraps up his final show, how many shows he played during his world tour. Plus a look at the new #1 movie at the box office.
And let's take a look at those lotto numbers. Pick 3, 871, Fireball 7, Daily 4, 5606, Fireball 5.
Cash 5, 17, 18, 25, 26, 30. And Lotto Texas, 3, 16, 21, 25, 30, 43. Your Powerball numbers, 7, 23, 24, 32, 43. Powerball 18, Power Play 2. Good luck.
Good morning and welcome back. There is a new #1 film at the box office, plus Sir Elton John wrapping up his final show.
For the latest what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
Are you ready? Insidious, The Red Doors, the new #1 movie. The latest installment in the horror franchise opened with a better than expected $32.6 million. But I've been looking for this all my life. Bad news for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which slid to second with just $26.5 million in week 2, a nearly 60% drop in ticket sales.
Do you want to be best friends?
The raunchy road trip comedy Joyride stalls with a 6th place, $5.85 million opening. Elton John played the final show of what he swears is his final tour Saturday in Stockholm, Sweden. The Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour began September of 2018 and played 330 shows in all. Harry Styles is the latest singer to have something thrown at him during a concert performance, hit in the eye with an unidentified object during a Saturday show in Vienna, Austria. And Modern Family star Sofia Vergara's 51 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
I'm gay. I'm gay.
Love her. She looks fantastic.
Yes, always does, always has.
All right, time now 4:57, 78 degrees.
Could Ukraine soon join NATO? Up next on GMSA, what the White House National Security Advisor is saying about what would need to happen for Ukraine to join the alliance and why Joe Biden says Ukraine isn't ready.
Well, so the city of San Antonio is trying to help save small business owners, so many of them impacted by that major infrastructure project that we've really been monitoring for the last 3 years.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide, looking over at Loop 1604 at Marbach Road. A couple of people starting their day early. And Stephen Cavazos is in the studio. We're going to be checking in with him very soon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Flames and heavy smoke at an East Side church overnight. Up next, what fire investigators are saying about a cause so far.
I'm ABC's Justin Finch with a closer look at the bipartisan support for President Biden's position that now is not the time for Ukraine to join NATO as allied nations prepare for a critical summit tomorrow. That story from Washington ahead.
Looking out there with live cam, not too bad right now at 78 degrees. A good time to step outside and do early morning activities because it's going to get pretty warm later on.
That is right. Good morning. Happy Monday morning. We're here to try to normalize excitement for the start of the week.
Okay.
I don't know how to normalize excitement for the heat, though. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, let's be excited about how Wemby did.
Okay, we're excited about that.
For yesterday, and excited that, okay, it's still summertime, so break for the kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of parents out there not as excited. Justin, what are your kids doing this summer?
Various activities, but they're trying to stay cool, which is the tough part. Indoors, there's lots of fun stuff you can do. But yes, let's normalize the excitement. I agree with you, Max. Let's go outside and show you a picture on KSAT Connect. I love this. Dog Days of Summer with Mr. Gino. He's got a nice little setup there. Umbrella, little pool for him to enjoy some cooler weather. You know what? We should. That's nice looking. It really is. It's that time of year. As we were saying earlier, you just got to power through. We'll get through it together. The heat is it is a problem, at least here in Texas. Not so much up north. They continue to enjoy some really great weather in places like Wyoming, Montana, Seattle, 55 up there. We can be jealous of those numbers because this afternoon it is going to get rather toasty. Now, even North Texas is not so bad this morning. 65 in Amarillo, 68 in Lubbock, but we're starting off near 80 in triple digits. They're in the forecast today. 80 at 8 o'clock, 83, 9 a.m. Noontime, 93 will be up around 98, 2 o'clock, and 102 is our high temperature at 5 o'clock. We'll warn you the heat index will probably jump up above 105, at least for a couple of hours later today. We've got enough humidity for that to happen, and thankfully there is a bit of a breeze southeasterly at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It is Monday, so we're going to hope for some good conditions on the roads. Let's check in with Steven for the latest there. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, we all are starting a new work week, Justin, and thankfully there's not a lot to worry about as we're getting a quick look around town. There's 410 at Somerset. I've been keeping a close eye on some of these TransGuide cameras. We're going to keep this on rotation for just a moment. So, folks, if you're waking up right now enjoying that cup of coffee, you can enjoy some tranquility also out on the roadways. Check out 410 at Villa, Maine. We have the north and southbound lanes there that are pretty empty. Some flashing lights out there at 410 at Somerset. I haven't spotted major issues. There were some incidents that popped up overnight and some overnight construction that should be wrapping up. But other than that, our commute is off to a good start for this Monday morning. I'm going to continue to track the roads closely. It looks like there may be a stalled vehicle off of one of those TransGuide cameras. We'll have more updates coming up a little bit later on in the newscast and where you can be on the lookout for some of those construction spots coming up a little bit later on. Steph, Max.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio firefighters battling flames overnight at a church on the city's east side. Take a look. This is all happening in the 700 block of G Street. This unfolded around 11 o'clock last night. Fire crews got the call. They went out there. They found fire, smoke all on the backside of the church. Luckily, they got the fire knocked down quickly. They tried to minimize all of the damage, try to minimize as much as possible. So far, a cause still under investigation. The good news, no injuries were reported.
City of San Antonio is working on a new grant that could save small business owners. So last week we told you about a St. Mary's strip bar that is going out of business. Now council members are working on a permanent and citywide grant. That way, no other small business is harmed by major infrastructure projects. Now, District 1 Councilwoman Sue Kaur says council members are working to bring lasting and citywide relief through a permanent construction grant fund for any major infrastructure project. Now, Kaur says council members are learning from the previous infrastructure grant program. Previously, business owners argued the grant was inaccessible to those who needed it the most. She says small business owners can weigh in on the application process.
Our city council really wants to work hard to make sure that they are feeling supported and preventing any negative impact so that we don't have situations like this occurring again when the next project is up.
For now, the grant is in the early stages, receiving support from council members in District 2, 6, 7, 10, and 1. Council is off for July, but will be back in August for discussion.
Good morning headlines. President Joe Biden in Europe this morning, where he and fellow NATO leaders, they're gearing up for a critical summit in Lithuania.
As the president doubles down on his calls for Sweden to join the alliance. Now, he says Russia's war in Ukraine must end before Ukraine can be added to the ranks. ABC's Justin Finch is following the latest from Washington.
High-level security across Lithuania's capital city, where President Joe Biden and more than 30 leaders of NATO nations are set for a decisive conference.
We will stand by Ukraine. We will provide support to Ukraine for as long as it takes.
NATO's Secretary General reiterating the alliance's support for Kyiv, though he and President Biden stopping short of considering Ukraine for immediate NATO membership.
I don't think there is unanimity in NATO about whether or not to bring Ukraine into the NATO family now.
On Capitol Hill, bipartisan agreement. House Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Michael McCall on CNN.
We cannot admit Ukraine into NATO immediately.
Senate Democrat Tim Kaine appearing on Fox News.
The focus right now should be helping Ukraine win this war.
Ukraine's President Zelensky saluting NATO's support.
We are talking about a clear signal, some concrete things in the direction of an invitation.
Amid Russia's war in Ukraine, nearby nations Finland and Sweden applied for NATO membership. Finland was approved, but Turkey and Hungary are holding up Sweden's admission, which requires unanimous NATO authorization. In a call with Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the White House says President Biden voiced his desire to see Sweden admitted to NATO as soon as possible. And Turkey's President Erdogan and Sweden's Prime Minister are set for a face-to-face meeting today with NATO's Secretary General. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Time now is 5:07 and 78 degrees for now.
All right, urban farming, it's growing food and selling food all within a city. And local farmers, they're seeing a huge growth. Up next, how it's feasible here in the Alamo City.
Plus, why comedian Sarah Silverman is suing Meta for copyright infringement.
And OpenAI. So this is going to be interesting because it now pulls in artificial intelligence. Ooh, what a saga with all the AI stuff going on. Also saga, the heat. We're going to check in with Justin Horn in just a few moments. Morning and welcome back. It is heating up again this week, just as so many farmers are looking to harvest their summer crops. And with ongoing drought for so many in our area, the future of farming appears to be taking on a different look.
Avery Everett spoke to farmers who are seeing a growth in urban farming and how it's feasible here in San Antonio.
Over here you have beets.
Hundreds of seeds.
These are pretty much ready to harvest.
Harvesting more than just food.
That's where the future farming is really going.
Jeremiah Slavitt grows and sells microgreens, the shoots of salad vegetables.
2 ounces of broccoli is the nutritional equivalent of 40 heads of broccoli from the store.
And he grows it all from inside his garage. And Slavitt sees urban farming as the future of farming.
You can run a whole farm that can feed a couple hundred people on less than it would take to do an extra shower.
Urban farming is growing food and selling that food all within a city. Across the country, this style of farming has grown by more than 30% in the last 30 years. With ongoing drought and extreme heat in Texas, the Farm Bureau says this could be the future.
There's room really for all sizes of farms and ranch in Texas agriculture.
The push for urban farming comes from a need for fresh, abundant, and affordable food in city limits.
We are very vulnerable.
A San Antonio urban agriculture analysis shows that Districts 3 and Districts 5 are the most food insecure based on SNAP usage. But when you look at these two districts and how much land is available to grow potential food, District 3 actually has the most publicly owned green space, whereas District 5 has the least amount of that space available, making both districts an option for urban farming.
People can grow food, they can grow enough to help sustain themselves.
Across town, Gardopia Gardens is growing fresh food and neighborhood unity with its urban farm.
We're creating a really sustainable community.
Harvesting hope for fresh food even in these extreme conditions.
And so that's just one of the realities of living in South Central Texas that you just have to adapt to.
Whether it's outdoors or indoors,
it kind of just grew from there.
Slavitz says these seeds are building more food stability in San Antonio.
That was Avery Everett reporting. One of the perks of these indoor gardens, the frequency of your harvest.
And when you think of how fast it takes to grow food out in a field, it's probably shocking to hear these microgreens are harvested almost on a weekly basis.
All right, time now, just about 5:14, 78 degrees.
Just ahead, how a Google Calendar update making it easier for users to organize their workday.
I don't know about you, but I'm just inundated with calendar posts. They'll pop up.
Yeah, sometimes I forget they're there and I'm like, oh, I don't need that anymore.
No, not at all. Plus, why a Canadian judge ruled that a thumbs up emoji can actually count in a contract agreement.
A heart attack? Do they have life insurance?
No.
But we have life insurance. John.
I'm trying to find something we can afford.
Fortunately, in only a few minutes, SelectQuote found John a $500,000 policy for only $29 a month, and his wife Ann a $500,000 policy for only $21 a month. Go to SelectQuote.com now and get the insurance your family needs
at a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Are you tired of clean clothes that just don't smell clean? Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters keep your laundry smelling fresh way longer than detergent alone. If you want laundry to smell fresh for weeks, make sure you have Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters.
$120 for the night, please.
$95 for the night, please.
Wait, what?
If you use Trivago will compare hotel prices from hundreds of websites worldwide, so you can often find a better deal for your hotel room. Maybe you should try Trivago next time. Hotel Trivago.
In today's Tech Bites, a comedian going after big tech, Sarah Silverman, along with two authors, are suing Meta and OpenAI, which owns ChatGPT. They're accusing the companies of copyright infringement, saying they used books without consent to train chatbots. No comment from Meta or OpenAI. Google Calendar has a new feature. Users can now set where they're working during specific portions of a day. The feature will allow coworkers to determine whether they'll be able to meet face-to-face. It's an enhancement of the working locations feature added in 2021. Finally, a judge in Canada has ruled that a thumbs up emoji is binding when it comes to accepting a contract. A farmer was ordered to pay more than $60,000. He said he used an emoji in a text only to acknowledge he got the message, but the judge said the emoji was enough to signify that he accepted the sale. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Yeah.
We got it. But I also wonder what if I send if you send me a negotiation and I send you an octopus emoji, is that still consent? Is that acknowledgement?
Yeah, that's 8 likes.
What's the distinguishable factor here?
I don't know. Just don't send me a thumbs up. I take that as that's a new
passive aggressive, right?
A thumbs up as a passive aggressive thing.
I think it just depends on the
nature of the conversation. That's
true. You know what? They needed you to argue that, being no, the thumbs up was not a send. It was just a passive. Yeah, it was sarcasm. It was passive aggressive tone.
I'm all about the heart emoji. Because guess what? I'm hearting traffic this morning.
Oh, good.
Yeah, let's take a quick look around town, guys. Thankfully, things have been quiet this morning. You could check out 35 at Military. There's 35 at 37. I'm liking this Monday. It's not too bad on the roadways, and if you have to hit the roads in the next few minutes or so, just be on the lookout. We have some overnight construction that should be wrapping up. You see a lot of it scattered in and around our map, but guess what? If you are traveling through I-10 a little bit later this morning, you may see some crews out there right here in Guadalupe County because we have bridge demolition. This started on July 7th. That was this last Friday, and it should be wrapping up this morning. So again, just be on the lookout for those crews. There was a full closure of the main lanes, and that's in both directions, east and west, right there at Santa Clara Road. But you can always head over to ksat.com/traffic. There's a full list of closures, which I just updated, and there's a lot more to look forward to this week. But let's get one last look around town. 281 at Sprucewood. Justin, this weekend was a good one because I stayed inside, but it was nice to see people out at the pool enjoying themselves, soaking up the heat.
Yeah, you know, pool temperatures. I was having this discussion with someone the other day. What's the ideal pool temperature? Like, I don't know, 90, right? Well, I want to show you the water temperatures around Florida yesterday. This is interesting. Now, these are not air temperatures. This is water temperature. It was 96. And the Florida Keys got close to 95. This kind of temperature is kind of off the charts, honestly. They typically would see temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s. So to get a water temperature mid 90s, pretty incredible. I mean, that's almost uncomfortable, right, to swim in. And the other thing we have to think about here is when we get into hurricane season, this kind of water temperature would really fuel a hurricane, could really strengthen a hurricane. So anyways, interesting yesterday to see water temperatures like that. And they're going to stay warm today. I want to show you the Texas coast too. We've got water temperatures in some cases closing on the mid 90s. Just really warm stuff. Now, granted, these are in some of the bays and things like that, but if you look at it as a whole, we've got some places out in the Caribbean and even in the Atlantic that are in the mid 80s to close to 90. So if we do get a hurricane in the Gulf or in the Caribbean, there's a good chance it could strengthen quite a bit. There's nothing out there right now. We've got nothing really to look at here as far as the Atlantic is concerned. Nothing of concern. Now the Pacific, there is a system here that likely develops over the next couple of days, but this is headed west and out over open water. The tropical cyclone names in the Atlantic, by the way, if you're keeping tabs at home, we're still waiting on Dawn. That would be the next name on the list, followed by Emily, Franklin, and Gert. As we go outside for you right now, we've got clear skies at the airport, 79. Dew point is at 73. That number is high with southerly winds at about 7 miles per hour. Heat index is already at 82. Most of us in the 70s. But look at Del Rio. It is 5:20 in the morning, and it is still 85 degrees there. That's not even fair. It's just not right. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s here around San Antonio, so at least we're cooling down a little bit here, but not by much. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 83, 9 o'clock. By noontime, we're at 93 already, and the high temperature today around 102, so that would make it 16 days this year at 100 or above. Forecast heat index around 106 here in town. Some places could be pushing 110 later today. So we're in that dangerous territory. And I do want to mention that today is a CPS yellow day. That's a correction from earlier. So we got to conserve a little bit of energy as we get into the afternoon. If you want to learn more about that, you can scan QR code there. We've got more information on the web. Very quickly, as we look at the big picture here, not a lot across the country. There will be some severe weather, though, up and down the plains this afternoon. And all that flooding they have across the Northeast finally starting to shift out. We are not expecting any storms here. This will all stay north of us. We just get the heat. 102 today, 102 Tuesday, 102 Wednesday. I'm detecting a pattern here. Triple digits all the way into next weekend. You know, I was sitting there today contemplating the difference between 102 and 103. I was spending a lot of time debating on what to forecast, and then I was like, hot is hot is hot. What's the difference?
Decisions. I got to ask, though, because we see the numbers on the screen. They're startling, to say the least. Is that number in the shade, or is that in the direct sunlight?
Shade. Yeah.
Okay. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's rough.
Well, be careful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
You got it.
523, 78 degrees.
Up next, Christopher Nolan compares the Manhattan Project to the growth of AI. And Jennifer Garner is returning as Elektra.
Welcome back. Christopher Nolan's newest film hitting theaters. Plus, I'm excited about this one. Jennifer Garner back as Elektra.
Very cool. Here's CNN's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
We imagine a future. And our imaginings horrify us.
Oppenheimer writer-director Christopher Nolan says his film speaks to our relationship with technology, and that people he talks with in the tech sector compare the Manhattan Project with the current growth of artificial intelligence.
They see what they're doing as their Oppenheimer moment, and they look to his story to give some kind of guidance as to how the relationship between science, technology, and government and society should function. And I don't know whether Oppenheimer's story has answers to that. It certainly raises the questions, and in a way that I think we will find quite chilling.
You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared.
Oppenheimer opens July 21st.
We meet again.
Get ready for more Elektra. The Hollywood Reporter and Variety report, Jennifer Garner is returning to the role she played in 2003's Daredevil and 2005's Elektra. Garner reportedly will pick up her signature sigh for Deadpool 3, currently set to open next May. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I'm so excited, not only for Oppenheimer,
Right.
but also Deadpool 3. Love her, love Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean, she looks the same practically, so
It's amazing.
It'll all work out.
I don't know what they're doing over there in Hollywood. I got to figure it out, though. All right, time now, 5:28, 78 degrees.
And while we're baking here in South Texas, parts of the country are in a state of emergency this morning because of flooding. Up next, the areas that are seeing too much rain.
And a warning about an energy drink that's actually becoming pretty popular with kids. They're saying there's a connection between the popular internet personality and the high levels of caffeine. We're going to explain what you as parents need to know next.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, before we know it, it's going to be time for back to school. So RJ Marquez spoke with the general manager of AT&T to see how they're helping kids who may be suffering from summer learning loss. That's coming up.
Of course, the East Coast, the United States, hit with catastrophic flooding. Take a look at the screen. Look at this. They're turning roadways into rivers.
Ew, oh God. I feel like a shark is going to attack me.
Up next, the areas that have already been declared a state of emergency.
And here at home, it's kind of the opposite, just a lot of heat out there. Right now, pretty calm at 78 degrees, but we are going to face those triple digits. Of course, we're going to check in with Justin for all those details.
Good morning. Happy Monday. It is July 10th. I want to give a shout out to Katrina Weber. She's off today. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Katrina.
Happy
Yes,
birthday.
that's right. She did post about it on Facebook.
Aw.
Yeah, enjoy your day, girl.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. All right. So we're coming off the weekend. Obviously, it was hot out there. Did you all do anything fun? Make it out and about?
No. Oh, wait, I did. I was just telling you.
That was a long time ago.
That was like literally a few seconds ago. Yes, we went out to the rim and enjoyed some good old sun.
Good old sun. There's a lot of it out there.
Good old sun.
Yeah.
Played a little basketball.
Okay.
Inside.
How'd you
yeah.
play?
I did okay.
Did you look like Wemby out there?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Yes, you
No.
did.
No.
Did you block shots?
No.
Like a mile away?
No.
Yeah.
He's got a few feet on me.
Yeah. Yeah. Good player, though,
Yeah.
Justin. You
Yes. Oh, thank you.
are. Yes. But you stayed indoors, like you said,
Yes,
because
I
it was
did.
super hot.
I did. You got to. High pressure, the big blue H, the thing we love to hate around here. Sitting over Texas. Heat today, 102 is what we're forecasting here in San Antonio. 103 Fort Stockton, 102 in Midland, 102 in El Paso. As we go outside for you, we're looking at some clouds starting to roll in. Now, these morning clouds can sometimes help us. I don't know that we'll see much today. At least they won't last very long. Right now we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. 79, dew point is at 73. Heat index is at 82. And the temperature today, again, we're forecasting 102, but the important number here feels like 106. So some extreme heat indices this afternoon, to the point where we have heat advisories in place for much of our area. So something to keep in mind if you're going to be out and about. It's one of those weeks where we're going to have a lot of heat to deal with. Is there any glimmer of hope? We'll talk about it. We'll look at that coming up here in just a few minutes. Let's get back over to Steven now and check in on your Monday morning commute.
Hey, Justin, things have been going swell over here. Thankfully, I haven't spotted any issues that would be concerning to anyone that has to hit the roads in the next few minutes, but take your time. We're going to get busy as we always expect, minute by minute, but thankfully 35 at 37 isn't a problem spot. Neither is 35 at Burbank. We're just seeing the commute slightly pick up a little bit more. But again, the big topic of the morning has been a lot of the construction, as you can see right behind me. A A lot of it is in and around the Alamo City, but none of it is slowing folks down, especially if your destination is the Alamo City this early in the morning. It's still pretty green from Seguin along I-10 westbound, despite that bridge demolition that took place overnight. 30 minutes is what you can expect. 33 along 87 northbound if you're traveling in from Lavernia this early. And for our friends down in Floresville, should be about a 29-minute commute right here to the downtown area. But let's get one last look around town. There's 281 at Sprucewood. Just watch out. Make sure to slow down before you approach any curve. We don't want to see any incidents pop up. I'll keep a close eye on things, and I'll have more updates for you coming up a little bit later on in the newscast. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. U.S. Representative Joaquin Castro speaking out against the floating barrier that is set to be deployed in the Rio Grande River. So last week, Texas DPS shared photos of the buoys that will be deployed near the border town of Eagle Pass. Immigration numbers have hit record levels, and legislators are trying to find solutions. Governor Greg Abbott says the chain of 4-foot-high buoys are being installed to deter migrant crossings along the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, Castro says the buoys will cause people to drown.
Greg Abbott and Republicans in Texas, and really Republicans like Donald Trump and others, for them, the border and immigrants and brown-skinned immigrants are their number one boogeyman.
DPS has said the cost to deploy the 1,000-foot barrier is under $1 million.
This morning, people living in the state of New York and Pennsylvania, they're starting off a week of rain and really just a mess.
A flash flood emergency was issued for parts of the lower Hudson Valley. And as CNN's John Lawrence reports, that's after several inches of rain fell in a matter of hours.
Ew, oh God, I feel like a shark is going to attack me.
Highland Falls, New York, among the areas along the east coast of the U.S. hit with catastrophic flooding over the weekend, turning roadways into rivers.
It's up to my knees. I know.
The National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning for the lower Hudson Valley region, and New York State Police have shut down parts of Palisades Interstate Parkway, saying numerous motorists were stranded in Rockland County.
Our curb is gone.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul declared a state of emergency in Orange County Sunday, which she says is experiencing, quote, life-threatening flooding. In West Point, more than 7.5 inches of rain fell in a 6-hour period on Sunday, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which, according to CNN's analysis of historical rainfall data, could mean this is a 1 in a 1,000-year rainfall for that spot. Other neighboring states are also getting pounded. In Vermont, Route 4 in Killington is washed out, causing Governor Phil Scott to issue a state of emergency due to the, quote, likelihood of widespread damage. In Ole, Pennsylvania, about 55 miles outside of Philadelphia, a deluge is drowning the area, posing potential threats. FEMA is reminding residents in affected areas to avoid flooded roads, saying almost half of flood deaths happen in vehicles. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, this morning, President Joe Biden's week-long trip to Europe starts with a day in London. He's going to meet with King Charles III for the first time since the monarch's coronation. President Biden will then meet with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Now, their meetings come after the U.S. said it would send cluster munitions to Ukraine, one of the rare topics that the U.S. and the U.K. do not agree on. Later today, President Biden heads to Lithuania, where the NATO leaders are set to meet. After that, traveling to Finland for a summit with Nordic countries. And Harry Styles, the latest victim in a string of incidents which concert goers are throwing objects at the performing artists in the middle of the show. The English star was hit right in the eye by an object thrown at the stage while performing in Vienna over the weekend. This marks just the latest incident in an ever-growing list of similar situations that we've seen and talked about in recent weeks. Video footage posted on social media by attendees show the As It Was singer walking on stage and an object hits him right in the eye during a Love on Tour concert. Other artists have recently been hit with objects: Drake, BB Rexa, Kelsey Ballerini, and Ava Max, all seen in various social media videos.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. We talked about it, 3 days ago now. Adele came out and had this huge speech during her concert, basically telling people, don't you dare throw anything. And I think the BB Rexa situation, they caught the person who threw it. He's now facing charges.
Yes, and it did serious damage to her, to her face. Poor thing, she was all bruised up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, these cell phones are heavy, but we were talking about this yesterday. What's going to happen maybe is they're going to like, okay, well, nobody can take their cell phone and start, and then the people who just want to take nice pictures and follow the rules, that's okay. But
go back to the 90s. Everyone just has cameras.
Well, until they start throwing those as well. So behave, audience, right?
Exactly it. All right, time now just about 5:40, 78 degrees.
Well, a lot of people have been buzzing about the latest job numbers after the break. Local reaction and what it means for us here in the Alamo City.
And speaking of the Alamo City, taking a live look out there. Look, it is calm and quiet now. Under 80 degrees. Enjoy it while it lasts. The heat index, no joke this week. We're going to check in with Justin Horn in just a few moments.
Welcome back. It's 5:42. So we recently got a look at the latest job numbers across the country and here at home. Greater SATX is a public-private partnership working to bring in new business and prepare the future workforce of our community and support the current local talent.
So over the weekend on Leading SA, we were joined by Romanita Mata Pereira, and we spoke extensively about the organization, their mission, all in an effort to maintain and grow our local economy. And for so many people, that means recruiting, developing, and preparing the next generation. Now, part of that preparation, internships, opportunities over the summer. Here's a bit of our conversation.
This is our 8th annual summer of our high school paid internship program. And I emphasize paid because we know that youth, that summer job is not only an opportunity for them to earn maybe just a little bit of spending money, but we have a lot of youth where, their families are depending on them to also provide financially. And so we really stress the opportunity for youth to intern, if you can imagine, with phenomenal companies like USAA, like Toyota, like HEB, like the Whitty Museum, to really learn about what does it mean to be successful in the workplace. And so a lot of these phenomenal employers are helping these youth at a very young age develop their business acumen.
All right, so we also talked about how Greater SATX pitches San Antonio to companies across the world. You can check out the full interview right now. Just head to KSAT.com. And of course, we have Leading SA every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. So come join us next Sunday.
Sounds good. Time now, 5:44 and 78 degrees for now.
All right. It's a big controversy. Now headed to the courts. Some versions of a popular energy drink could be a cause for concern for kids and teens. Up next, what parents need to know about the different versions of this called Prime. Welcome back. Now to the growing concern about a popular energy drink amongst children.
So the amount of caffeine in one can now has the attention of a U.S. senator. Here's ABC's Allison Kosek.
This morning, New York Senator Chuck Schumer is calling on the FDA to investigate the energy drink Prime, which he says is being marketed to children and contains the caffeine equivalent of 6 cans of Coca-Cola.
One of the summer's hottest status symbols for kids is not an outfit, it's not a toy, it's a beverage.
YouTube stars Logan Paul and KSI founded the beverage brand. The drink comes in 2 forms, energy and hydration, but it's the energy version in neon-colored cans that has Schumer concerned for younger consumers. A 12-ounce can of Coke has 34 milligrams of caffeine. An 8.4-ounce can of Red Bull has 80. And a 12-ounce can of Prime Energy, 200 milligrams.
That is too much for any growing child. And that much caffeine can cause some adverse effects, such as disrupted sleep, mood disorders, upset stomach, even abnormal heart rhythms.
The warning label on Prime Energy notes it's not recommended for people under 18. But Schumer says the warning gets lost in the advertising.
Prime is born from the reels of social media and the enigmatic world of influencers. Kids see it on their phones as they scroll, and then they actually have a need for it.
It's among a growing number of energy drinks with elevated caffeine. Gatorade's new drink, Fast Twitch, and Pepsi's Celsius both also have 200 milligrams. And Bang energy drinks from Vital Pharmaceuticals has a whopping 300 milligrams.
As for Prime Energy, ABC News has reached out to Congo Brands, which makes Prime, and has not heard back. Allison Kosik, ABC News, New York.
All right, it is just about 5:50. It is Monday morning, but we really haven't seen too many people out and about on the roadways yet.
They haven't had their caffeine yet, but Stephen has, right?
A little bit. I'm working on it. But you know what? The good thing is if you're at home, you can enjoy that cup of coffee or whatever it is that you like in the morning. Just make sure to take your time when you get out on the roadways because things aren't too bad. Looks like we have a cord that's obstructing a little bit of our view there at 35 at Zarzamora. But everywhere else around town, 410 at Morrison, our morning commute is off to a great start. Haven't spotted major issues out on the roadways. We did have a few stalled vehicles that have cleared out and even a vehicle fire that was reported sometime around midnight. But that's all gone now. And what we're going to see are plenty of road closures. Some of it could impact your commute. A lot of it has been taking place right here on Wurzbach Parkway. Let me tell you what's happening there. We have roadway improvements, and that has been current since the beginning of the month. But it's going to take us all the way to the end, July 31st, guys. So keep in mind, this work starts around 9 in the morning and hopefully we'll wrap around 3 this afternoon. We'll see alternating lane closures in both directions from Northwest Military Highway to Weidner Road. So just know what's expected out there as the commute does get moving. We're getting closer to morning rush minute by minute, but as I mentioned, there's no need to rush out the door. Things are looking great as we get another look around town. There is I-10 looking like an I Love Lucy shot. Other than that, things are back in Technicolor here at 35 at Southwest Military and 35 at 37.
That is good news. Not too bad out there.
Yeah. Right. And I'm sure people are already starting to crank out the AC in the cars, Justin.
Even right now, because it's in the upper 70s, but it feels hotter than that. We're putting together quite a stretch here. 16 days now. We're forecasting today to be our 16th day at 100 or above. Not in a row, but we've had 16 days this year. How does that compare to years past? Well, let's look. We had 59 days 2009. That's the most we've ever seen. At this point in 2009, we had 20 days, so we're not far off of that. You remember last year at this point, we had 32 days at 100 or above at this point. We ended up with 58. But you see the top three there, 57, 58, 59, 2011, 2022, and 2009. We'll see where we end up this year. Hopefully not in first, second, or third, but no guarantees here because the heat is definitely going to crank up today. We have heat advisories posted for a large portion of Texas. There's our heat heights off to the west, but there's enough there to get temperatures up above 100 this afternoon. You'll see that generally south of a Midland to Abilene line, just about everyone in Texas will be flirting with the triple digits. There's not much rain out there. We see some showers around Dallas, a little bit of a shower activity around El Paso and Albuquerque, some monsoonal action, but nothing that's terribly heavy. Until you get up to the northeast, that's where you run into some flooding rains. They had a lot of flooding overnight and yesterday. Big problems up there. Very heavy rain. That is moving away. And as we look across the country this afternoon as far as severe weather goes, there is actually an opportunity for it up and down the plains. So the Panhandle, parts of Kansas and Iowa this afternoon, but not here. We're going to see dry conditions, mostly sunny skies. And as we go outside for you right now, it's actually mostly cloudy. We do have some morning clouds that are shifting in. Temperatures in the upper 70s. 75 Comfort, 78 Hondo, 83 still in Canyon Lake. 9 a.m. will be around 83 here in town, close to 96 by 1 p.m. And there it is, 102 at 5 o'clock. Of course, we have to warn you the heat index is going to be up above 105 in most cases. That'll be really the issue next couple days. I think we could see heat indices as high as 110 in a few spots. 102 tomorrow. There is a very, very small chance of an outside chance of a shower or storm. Otherwise, it is pretty much the same thing every day. 102 Wednesday, 103 Thursday, and look for triple digits right on into the weekend. We'll be right back.
Coming up here on GMA, states of emergency in a few counties in the Hudson Valley of New York here. Right behind me, that sinkhole in a driveway, all the debris that's piled up from that creek that was a raging river just about 18 hours ago. So we're going to get into the deadly flooding that's been happening from New York to Pennsylvania. And then who has to look out for this next? There's a rare high risk in parts of New England. I'll get into all of it. Also, President Biden overseas on a high stakes trip, meeting with allies. He is now facing new criticism and fallout for supplying Ukraine with controversial weapons. We'll have those stories and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
And on GMSA, a lot more ahead in our next hour. The city of San Antonio working to help our local small business owners, so many of them dealing with the issues during construction projects. We're going to explain. Plus, summer break, it's going away fast. And before we know it, it's going to be time for your kids to head back to school. How AT&T is helping kids who may be suffering from summer learning loss. And up next, farmers wrapping up their summer harvest. The future of farming taking a new technological approach, how it works, and how these farmers are adapting to drought across the state. Quick live look out at the roadways. People starting to move out and about through this Monday morning. We're going to check in with Steven and Justin in just a few moments.